Welcome to the Active Directory in Windows Server 2025 training series. In this first chapter, we're building the foundation, the core concepts and architecture that every IT professional needs to understand before diving deeper into a administration. By the end of this session, you'll know what Active Directory is, how its logical and physical structures work, and how Kerberos Authentication underpins everything. Active Directory is Microsoft's directory service, a centralized, hierarchical database that stores information about every object in your network, users, computers, groups, printers, and more. Think of it as the yellow pages, the security guard, and the city hall of your enterprise, all in one. The core purpose of AD is three things. First, authentication, proving who you are. Second, authorization, deciding what you can access. Third, policy enforcement, ensuring systems comply with company rules. Active Directory was first introduced in Windows 2000 and has evolved significantly. In Windows Server 2025, we have tight integration with Azure AD, enhanced security defaults, and functional level improvements. The logical structure of AD has three key layers. Forest, the outermost container, shares a common schema. Tree, one or more domains that share a contiguous DNS namespace. Domain, the core administrative and replication boundary. The domain controller, or DC, is the server that runs the ADDS role. It hosts the ntds.dit database, which is the actual Active Directory database file. Every DC in a domain holds a complete, writable copy of the domain partition. Changes on any DC replicate to all other DCS within minutes. Key DC responsibilities: answering LDA queries, running the Kerberos Key Distribution Center or KDC, authenticating logons, enforcing group policy, replicating changes with peer DCS. You should always have at least 2 domain controllers per domain. A single DC is a single point of failure, and in enterprise environments, that's unacceptable. In Windows Server 2025, you can also deploy read-only domain controllers, or RODCs, for branch offices. They hold a read-only copy of AD and don't replicate passwords by default, making them safer in physically unsecured locations. Now let's walk through how authentication actually works. Active Directory uses Kerberos version 5 as its primary authentication protocol. Follow the 6-step flow on screen. Step 1. User login. When a user types their password at the Windows logon screen, LSASS on the client processes the credentials. Step 2. ASREC. The client sends an authentication service request to the domain controller's KDC. For security, the client encrypts a timestamp using the user's password hash. This is called Kerberos pre-authentication. Step 3. TGT issued. The KDC validates the request and issues a ticket granting ticket, ATGT encrypted with the KRB TGT account key. This ticket proves the user's identity without needing to send the password again. Step 4. TGSREC. When the user needs to access a resource, the client presents the TGT and requests a service ticket for that specific resource. Step 5. Service ticket. The KDC issues a service ticket encrypted with the target service's key. Embedded inside is the user's C, group memberships, and session key, all in the Privilege Attribute Certificate, or PAC. Step 6. Access granted. The client presents the service ticket to the server. The server decrypts it, reads the PAC, checks authorization, and grants or denies access, all without contacting the DC again. This is what makes Kerberos fast and scalable. The DC issues the ticket once. The server validates it independently. Let's close with the 5 things to remember from this chapter. First, Active Directory is the identity backbone. Everything in a Windows environment depends on it. Second, the forest is the true security boundary, not the domain. Separate forests for true isolation. Third, Kerberos is the default and preferred authentication protocol. Limit NTLM via group policy. Fourth, always deploy redundant domain controllers, minimum 2 per domain, ideally in different physical locations. Fifth, DNS is not optional. AD depends on DNS for SRV record registration and DC discovery. In Chapter 2, we'll go deeper into Active Directory domain services, the actual service roles, the database structure, and how replication keeps everything synchronized. See you there?